Yeah, I think right after the All-Star break with the injection and.
Shohei said there might be a decision that needs to be made this offseason. Do you have any more clarity on whether?
Edwin, when you think about just before you had the surgery to remove those loose bodies, how your elbow was feeling, the results that weren't necessarily there on the back end, how much better and how much different do you feel now just with this return?
I feel really good. Before surgery, I always had some soreness, painful, and after I got there, loose body removed, I started feeling way better, and when I started pitching, it was great. I got my below back, I got my pitches depth back, so I was really happy.
When did you realize that just the velocity was back and things were kind of feeling like the version you like to be?
So I started facing hitters here. I saw my below, I was surprised. It's been training live BP, I was throwing 92, 93, 94, and here I was touching 96, 97 already, so I was really happy, and as soon as I started doing my rehab assignment, everything clicked on.
Do you feel like that might continue to tick up now that you're in big league games again? Or?
That's my guess. The adrenaline will be here. I pitched like 7 minor league games. Like in every stadium, like the fan wasn't the same like here. So I'm expecting to be a little bit more aggressive today than I did in minor league.
How much of the velo being down do you think was the elbow versus the knee? I know you were dealing with too before you went on the IL.
I think both. But the elbow was maybe the most concerning one, when I saw that, I got the surgery, and after that I started feeling way better. So at the end of the day, I feel good and I'm ready to go.
When you look back at that first month before you had the surgery, was there ever a point you kind of felt like yourself at the start of the season, or were you kind of battling stuff the whole time?
Was some game I was feeling great, was some game I was trying to battle with, with the soreness and everything, but at the end of the day I was trying to help this team to win. At some point I understood I need to get everything done and get, check my arm, check my body, if I have something, go and remove it. So we removed the loose bodies, and after that I feel great.
Dave Roberts said that you'll go back into that closer role. Just what does that mean to you that, even without like a ramp up or anything to it, that he has that confidence in you?
It means a lot, had the chance to be signed day one in the closer role. I'm always ready to help this team to win. I want to help this team to win. I've been in the sideline for a long time, just can't wait to be back. And, if they give me the ball today in the night, I will do my job, help this team to win. Like, if they need me tomorrow, I will be ready.
How much are you going to pitch tonight? Because it's your bobblehead night.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got activated my bobblehead night, so can't wait to be in the game. If they need me today, I will be ready.
Dave has been pretty adamant in your guys' belief with Ohtani coming back and being back in the atmosphere, being part of the postseason rotation, even with everything going on. What has given you guys that confidence, and what does he need to show or feel to begin ramping up again as a pitcher?
Yeah. So with Show, I think, going back to the knee and the swelling and, as we were trying to kind of manage that on the fly, the bicep kind of flared up on him. And that got better. But our biggest thing was, especially land leg, was to be really cautious here. Subconsciously, we didn't want to put him in a position where he was altering his mechanics to try to, protect the knee in any way. And so he's been throwing plyos. He's been keeping his arm going. It's just been much more about taking the strain off, the constant landing on that left leg. But I assume we'll get into catch play relatively soon, assuming the knee continues on the upward trajectory it keeps getting better. And we just want to feel really good that that's in a spot where he can just repeat his delivery over and over, and we're not worried about any kind of subconscious changes. And everything is going directionally in the right way, and so we feel confident that we'll get his knee to a place Yeah, I know there was something about the arm and something from last night. He's throwing plyos. If it weren't for the knee, he would be pitching right now. He would be making his regular turn. Again, we've kept the arm going. Does he feel 100% in his arm? No, but neither does any pitcher in late July. But this is around the knee and making sure that we can get it to a place where there's just no compensation. So exactly when that is, I'm not sure, but I feel confident that relatively soon he's going to start getting out and start ramping up for catch play and bullpens and getting him back.
Is there any consideration to give him a break from hitting, or are you guys pretty confident that wouldn't expedite this in any?
I mean, talking to him, it doesn't bother him at all. So you have to rely on doctors, images, and player feedback. And so the images are something that suggests that we're good to proceed. His feedback is it doesn't bother him when he hits. It's much more about landing when pitching. And so, no.
Does he have like an MRI then, or something?
Yeah, I think right after the All-Star break with the injection and
Shohei said there might be a decision that needs to be made this offseason. Do you have any more clarity on whether it might be?
that's the first I've heard of that.
Andrew, coming into the final week before the deadline, you've been pretty clear that there wasn't that acute need that you were hoping to not have. Given the uncertainty, though, with Shohei and not knowing, although you're confident that he's coming back, but not knowing when, does that change your calculus at all of what you'd be looking for?
No, I mean, I don't think it puts it an acute need at all. We're confident he's going to come back. Again, if there was something structural, then we would be much more concerned. The fact that there's not, and the fact that it does keep improving suggests that we're on the right path, and we feel very confident he will be back. And it's also where it gets to the depth that we have and the talented arms that have stepped up with some of our injuries that we feel like have deserved an opportunity to keep going. So it just doesn't fall into acute. That being said, we're always open-minded to different things. But the biggest thing for us is to do everything we can in the off season to not put ourselves in a position in July where you absolutely have to do something, because it is far and away the worst time to acquire a player.
I think there was a potential needle moving player at a position like the rookie where you feel like you might not have an acute need, not feeling like you have that need. How does that impact how aggressive you are with bigger name players at this time of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think our mindset is always, and we've talked about this, there just aren't that many star-level players in the game. And anytime one is available, we're always going to, participate in those conversations. We've shown to be very aggressive in the past. And I think, again, we're able to have those conversations. We've traded a lot of really talented young players. But we're able to be in those conversations because of the incredible work by our scouts and our front office and our player development group that has our farm system in such a strong spot to be able to talk to any team basically about any player.
What do you put the odds on getting a player like that in the next week?
I don't know. I'm not in the handicapping business.
Andrew, have you ever in the past made a trade just to keep that player away from another team if you had the wherewithal?
No, I mean, it's so hard to line up on a trade to begin with. And if I was so concerned about a player going to another team, I'd probably want that player. So then I would just acquire that player.
Andrew, is it fair to say that, like, even for as well as Ohtani has pitched this year, that the bigger importance for you guys is that he is an impactful member of your lineup? That not compromising that part of it is more important than the pitching part?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get into the relative importance. They're both really important to us, and I think get at what an incredible player he is. That being said, it's more reacting to what's going on. I think it is ideal when he is dominating on both sides. And if there is something that is going on that prevents him from doing one or the other, then obviously we'll respond to that. I just don't think about it that way, other than we want to help him do both for as long as he can, as high level as he can. And anytime along the way, if there's something we have to address, we just react to it, communicate our way through it, and figure it out. But I think both are important.
Do you feel like you have enough clarity on Will Smith's neck to have that going into Monday's trade deadline, or?
Yeah, I do. When we were feeling our way through it, a few of the different doctors that we consulted, everyone agreed on the diagnosis part of it. There was just disagreement on the timeline of how long it would take for him to feel good. And when he turned a corner and started to feel way better, lined up perfectly with one of the doctors and what they said. It's obviously a difficult thing to know exactly, and different guys heal differently, but it lines up with it, and he has continued to stack good day on good day and progressing, and actually just saw him on my way here, and he's doing really well.
The diagnosis with him was the inflamed disc.
Given the importance of the six-man rotation that you guys have placed throughout the season, Blake Snell throwing tonight, you'll need a sixth starter to keep that on track. Is there a chance that if he comes out of the spine that he's activated after this rehab start?
I mean, that's something we're continuing to talk about. I think we need to do what we feel like makes the most sense for Blake, because, again, it's about getting guys back to stay back. So we'll assess this outing, figure out where we're at, and figure out where to go from that. But don't want to place our needs above doing what we think is right to build a guy back. And it may be that he's in a great spot and we decide to, but I want to make that decision independent of other factors.
With these next couple of weeks, not having Ohtani, not having Glass now, do you still feel like you're in a position to keep the sixth man when Snell or before Snell returns? Can you throw in a bullpen game every now and then to split?
I think that's what we'd have to do. It's a challenge to maintain the six and not have, and you'd have to go with a short pen. And so we're mindful of all of our guys' workload, both in the rotation and the pen. So it's just how to balance those two.
Last one, guys.
Andrew, you talked about you're very confident that Shohei's going to come back. The last 4 or 5 starts, he hasn't looked the same. How concerned were you just about what he'll look like when he does come back?
Yeah, I mean, I think that speaks more to the importance of us taking him offline, pitching. The stuff was still in a really good place. Execution was a little bit off from what we've typically seen from him. And I think it speaks to the knee and the delivery and just the challenge of repeating it over and over and over again. And more speaks to why we are doing this and making sure that we get it calmed down and in a good spot so he can repeat. And then I'll bet on him to execute. Yeah.